This is DJCQ, otherwise known as Holton French on Fat Moto Builds, Mods, and Info. We're starting this podcast right now with Mr. Kasey Keller, and I hope everybody gets to enjoy the show. And right now, I've got his bike Grumpy up to be let in here in just a few minutes. And we got Mr. Kasey. And Mr. Kasey, I'm going to bring you in right now. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Glad to get you on the podcast finally. I
Yeah,
know it's kind of a late into the month. Probably a lot of people were asking themselves, like, where is Mr. Holton? We haven't gotten our podcast for the month yet, so we're finally doing this.
yeah,
Um, so awesome, man. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. So, you are a family man, from what you've told me.
yep.
So, how many kids, grandkids, and children do you have?
I have three daughters and five grandkids. Four of them are boys, and the oldest one's a girl.
Wow, I bet they're a handful too, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
What are the youngest ages?
Oh geez, we got a year and a half,
Oh yeah. Uh,
almost 3 and 4, and then a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old.
wow. So you still got quite a few little ones there. I have a little one as well, and she's about 2 years, a little over two now, and
Yeah,
she's my pride and joy. All
yeah,
right, so now let's go ahead and talk about you. You got a 2020 Rover like me.
yeah.
Okay. What have you like done to the bike so far? The one that you have now.
Oh, just about everything. I
Well, yeah.
haven't replaced the wheels. I got new tires. Got batwing handlebars. The
Yep.
AR pipes in there.
Now the AR pipe you have now, which one is it?
It's the little shorty.
The little shorty. I,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I do see it on your bike. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and bring your pictures up here. Okay, we're gonna bring them up and start talking about them a little bit. Everybody, this is Grumpy, the bike, the 2020 Rover that Mr. Keller has. Um, so let's talk a little bit about you and your early endeavors into bicycling. You said you're kind of like a little bit like Alejandro Seri, and you've done BMX stuff in the past. So you want to tell me a little bit about that real fast?
yeah. Back in the early '80s, I was got up to number 6 in the state of Nevada. Won
That's
a few,
cool.
won a few state championships and
That's
a couple
amazing.
nationals. Did a lot of
Right?
Northern California racing, and
Wow, that's cool. So I
yeah.
always wanted to do stuff like that, except I wasn't into BMX. I was more into mountain biking. But who was your inspiration on the track, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, my dad.
Awesome. What kind of things did your dad do for you while you're on the track?
He always did the work on my bikes, and he helped us build the tracks, and yeah, we had a
Oh,
lot of fun together.
there's the kitty cat.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
He wants
that's really
he wants-
cool, man. You know, my dad was a big support for me growing up as well, and he's now gone, sadly, but he helped me quite a bit with my two-stroke bike when I first got it, and was kind of excited seeing me. I'm gonna adjust my camera just a little bit. Sorry, y'all. And he enjoyed seeing me learn. And I think your dad was probably the same way, probably, right?
Oh yeah, he was a mechanic, and that's where I learned everything I know.
Yeah, my dad, he was an educator. He literally retired as a school principal from a school district of Northeast ISD in San Antonio. He was a educator for a good number of years. I think he was in his 30. He got a little over 30 years of being an educator, and It was amazing that he did
Yeah.
that. But yeah, he was a good part of my life when it comes to the bikes and stuff. If I needed something, he'd buy it for me. I didn't really need to worry about that kind of stuff. So next thing we're going to talk about here is let's see here. So let me ask you another question about BMX and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You said you competed and you got to sixth place, right?
In the
Or
state of Nevada,
in the
yeah.
state of Nevada. That's very impressive. Like, do you know anybody now, still to this day, that did that with you?
Actually, one kid I went to school with, actually, he's now pretty much running the same track that me and my dad built many years ago.
Oh, I remember you telling me that. You wanna talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I just recently hooked up with him on Facebook a few years back, and
That's good.
yeah, he's the one dealing with that right now.
So, how's the track doing?
You know, it's doing great. A lot better than it was when I was back in the '80s.
That's good. So, I guess the track had a few problems back in the '80s, and then, what happened?
Yeah, apparently the president of that particular track was basically embezzling all the money out of the track.
Oh, no. That is not
Yeah,
good.
I ended up donating most of my trophies back to the track, so the kids had
Had
trophies.
something to win. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's dang, you got a good heart there, man, you really do.
and my dad
Um,
ended up taking it over, and
so your dad
that's
took
how.
it over for a little while?
The funny thing is, he missed the meeting where they were voting on a new president,
Right.
and everybody there voted him in as the new president.
Oh, wow.
He's like, "See what happens when I miss a meeting?"
Yep. He had no say in it, huh?
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
okay. That's pretty cool, man. So now it's being run by this guy that you know, and the track is doing good?
Yeah,
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that, especially, you giving your trophies away. That's pretty cool, man. So let's go and talk a little bit about the bike, and stuff. Let's, talk parts. So what we're gonna do, y'all, is we're gonna talk about, the new fat motos that, Mr. Casey and I, pre-ordered from, Nader's pre-sale that he had. How much did you pay down on yours?
the 74. We're doing monthly deal.
You're doing the monthly deal? Yeah.
Yeah,
So I paid the 200 and I'm doing the monthly deal as well. Um, it the bikes are amazing. So let me show these bikes off real fast. I need to get my keyboard back. And let's just kind of thumb through these real fast. So I'm going to show another bike, picture of your bike real fast. This is Grumpy with his trailer that he runs. Do you put your kids on this thing at all?
yeah. The grandkids go for rides.
Do they ever complain about the smell from the exhaust? That's a good question.
No, 'cause I have a cover that I put down over the front,
Oh, cool. I see that now.
only enclosed plastic cover.
Okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to take my kids, my daughter, I should say, to the park, with my bike. I think she'd like have the ride with it, but my wife is always very worried about me getting in an accident or something like that. So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's something that this I have to think about sometimes. It just scares me, but it looks like they have a lot of fun.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these parts. I'm gonna just kind of thumb through them right here so I can get away from them. So you're gonna get this bike right here, correct?
Yep.
Now this is the graphite and red version, and if everybody, I want everybody to know that he's already got a bunch of parts stocked up on stockpiled. That's what you just saw me thumb through real quickly, so I didn't just put the kind of reveal all those at once. So this is the bike I'm going to be getting. I'm getting the Captain America bike, as everybody's starting to call it, and I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing fun to be able to build this bike, and I just can't wait to get it. So a little bit about the new bikes. Okay. Everybody's seen this picture before from last podcast episode. Some of the new features. Which ones do you like the best, Mr. Keller?
I'm liking the sealed bearings
I am too. I am
and
too.
the
The sealed bearings in the hubs.
10 gauge spokes.
Yep, I
Yeah,
agree.
I can't wait to test them out.
I can't either because Mr. Keller, you had it early 2022, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and everybody, I didn't mean to say 2022 so fast. It's 2020 Rover. And, yes. So, this is cool. I think everything that Nader and Sam have been doing, for the upgrades on the bikes is necessary, by far, and the fact that they're Loctiting all screws,
Oh yeah.
they're taking away some of the steps that we were doing to and basically keeping the bikes around the same price, and they're doing more work for us, so I think that's great. They're listening. They're listening
Oh
to,
yeah,
all the people in
definitely.
the group and stuff. The thicker tubes now 3 mil. That's pretty thick. Uh, that's going to take some pressure to actually puncture.
Well, the
Uh,
20
I,
I put the Hilliard clutch on mine in 2020, and 2021 came out stock on all the new ones.
yeah, I remember that definitely. Um, I put the max torque on mine, and I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, I don't have to maintain it as much as I used to have to. And all of us know about the old clutches. They were just not very good quality. I mean, but that's when
Oh,
Fat Moto
no.
was just getting started, and we're still just getting started. But Nader and Sam have made a lot of good improvements to the bike this year, and I can't wait to be able to do the unboxing. Which everybody, I will be doing an unboxing on my bike, and I will be showing how to put it together and stuff like that. So it's going to be a good episode that next month. It's going to be probably an extra long episode because I'm actually going to be recording it early. So this is good. So let's go ahead and go through these parts. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the parts themselves. I'm going to come back to that exhaust. So the Z bars, I love this. I want to get me some, but put them down, like a cafe racer style. That's what I want to do. So who are these by? If you don't mind me asking, let's see if we can
Uh,
zoom in here real fast. Inoglo. Okay, that's cool. So I like them, because they're unique, dude. They're extremely unique. I mean, some of the different it's very different. I like it that it stands out. So why did you choose this bar?
well, I like the looks of them, and I actually seen them back on Mr. Tim's bike,
Okay,
his 2020 or 2019 Fat Moto.
right.
Yeah, he's got them on there. And that's when I first seen him, but I have seen him on a few other people's Fat Motos, and they really look good.
Yeah, I
Plus, they're
mean,
about an inch taller, I believe.
they're an inch tall. How much taller?
About an inch taller or so
An inch taller. So
than
that'd
the
be kind of
stock Fat
cool.
Moto bars.
That'd be really cool.
Plus, they have an extra wide spot where you can put all the extra goodies and like the gear shifter and all
Oh,
that.
pause it. What I was trying to do is go forward so we can show the price real fast and the different styles that they have. If people can kind of see that down at the bottom there. They offer multiple of styles, which I like. If you don't like that one, you got a little bit of a higher razor bar for it looks like $30.74, and then even higher at $38.99. So these go for $31.99, y'all. That's a darn good price.
Yeah.
Uh, so I like that. You're finding stuff that's on a budget. That's good. So okay, up next we got the pedals.
Oh
So
yeah.
what made you go with these? I'm going to take a guess at it. The wide base. Is that one of
Yeah.
the reasons what got you?
Plus, they're also lighter aluminum. They're better grip.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Man, but one thing I would hate is you accidentally toe your pedal and it pops up and hits you in the shin.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man, I bet you've
I
done
did
that.
that with I did that with my BMX pedals, and those were Hutch Bear Claws.
Ooh, yeah, I remember them. I do
Yeah,
remember those.
they were shin killers. I tell you what.
Yeah, you're right about that. I've
Couldn't
had
tell you
that
how
happen
many times
multiple
I came
times.
home with bloody shins.
Yeah, I've had it happen multiple times, and on my mountain bike, I had a Trek 4300, and there was one time I was trying to clip in, and I was I was getting ready to go down a set of stairs at Trinity University here in San Antonio, near San Antonio, and yeah, that whole pedal went straight into my shin, and
Oh,
I was wearing cycling clothes, and at the time, thank God it was winter, so I was still wearing I had like the black compression leggings to keep me warm, and yeah, I went straight through, got me. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So next up, there's the price. They're only $13 and what is that, 44 cents, and they offer multiple colors. So it looks like they offer black, blue, green. I like that. Yeah, and that's pretty cool because the red. I like that you're getting these red accessories because of the graphite and red on the bike. Was that
yeah.
planned?
Yep.
I guess so. Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about the seat. Um, what made you get this? Is it just the cushion and the comfort effect that you're looking for?
It goes with the. For me, I like not only the bike to perform well, but I want it to look good too.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
everybody. You know, I think
I
at
went
least I think everybody. I've
and I
seen
went
some
with
nasty installs. What's that, sir?
I've seen some jacked up bikes, but
We all have on Builds, Mods, and Info, of course, and of course the Fat Motor Rover site as well. So yeah, let's
I
go and
mean,
show the price.
I always promote the Cloud 9, but this one's got the red and it's going for the look I want. So
Yeah,
I'm
I like
hoping
it.
it's comfortable. If not,
I,
I'll ditch it for the Cloud 9. But
I'm gonna start looking for stuff that has patriotic colors built in, like so blue, whites, reds, of course.
yeah,
You know, that's what I'm gonna start looking for. I haven't really gotten a list of stuff that you already have, but I got a good idea of what I want to get.
yeah,
So it's 15.99. That's not bad. And it looks like they have different sizes, or is it colors? Are those
colors.
okay? Cool. So they're all different colors, which is cool. I like that. So, do you have the seat yet?
Yeah,
Do you? Okay. So, which products do you have so far?
I have everything on that list.
Everything on that list. Awesome. Let's go and thumb through it again. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about this too, and we're going to talk about this briefly right now, and then we're going to bring it back up here in a second. The JMCH store Stage 2 carburetor is something I purchased as well. And at first, I was getting really good results. And then with the weather, you're going to have to retune it. I tuned it up initially on a warm day, and now it's kind of cold here, and I had to retune it. So it's getting me roughly 35 to 40 miles an hour with a 44 tooth cog and back running Gemini wheels on a 2020 early Rover. So that's what I'm getting right now. I did at one point get 42 miles an hour, and I run a 44 tooth cog in the back. But I have not yet since been able to get that 42 miles an hour. But I get up to 40. So that's
Yeah,
all day. Uh, Now the only thing I think about this really is I have the stock 79cc. So do you.
yeah,
Um, I really, it works. It works great, but you cannot hold that throttle all the way down for an extended period of time. Otherwise, you're going to get too hot, especially if the governor has been removed internally, like my bike.
oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and you got to be careful. Don't use it as a necessity, not a
Yeah,
want. Like, yeah, you want to go as fast as you can, and have fun, but use it as a necessity. Like when you're passing a vehicle or something like that on the road, use it for safety stuff, or every once in a while just have fun with. But there, I got up to a good amount of RPMs. I don't have my tachometer on there yet, but everybody's the tachometer that I have. And it also comes with a temperature sensor that plugs in, and it's actually I was holding that stuff too high, but it has temperature as well, so you can monitor the engine temp. And if you get this carburetor, I highly suggest you get a tachometer that has that temperature sensor built into it as well. That's just a tip and trick, y'all. Because this is Fat Moto Tips and Tricks. So the carburetor is a great carb. I love it. It's easy to tune. Um, and it comes with everything that you need, really. You don't have to worry about too much, and it's easy to install. And thanks to Mr. Carl of helping me install and continually helping me get it tuned the way it needs to be when the weather is changing and stuff. JMCH store makes a lot of other good products too, and I highly suggest everybody get on the Amazon app right now and check out the JMCH store because the guy that's running this is working with Mr. Carl, and they're all getting this stuff ready for us. So let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Carl too as well. Thank you very much for getting this for us and making sure we have stage 2 and stage 1 carburetors even available for us Fat Moto owners. So up next, let's see here. There's the price for the PZ19 carburetor. It's about $63.99, and I believe there is a promo code too that anybody can get that promo code on the Builds, Mods, and Info website from Mr. Carl. I should have thrown that up there. I just can't. I just now remembered about it. So we'll just go ahead and move on here. Now you got the red version, of course, as we're all seeing. I got the gray version,
yeah,
um, and dude, that's gonna look sick on your bike. It
right.
really will. Okay, so here's the flaming handlebar grips that you got. Now these look kind of cool. I like them. They're pretty good. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and knock through this real fast. Now you got these because of the flames, right?
That, and I have another pair on my 2020, and they're comfortable.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like them. I wonder if they come. Do they come in blue?
They come in black. I don't think they come in blue, but they might.
Wow, that's. I got to check these out. Let's see. Yeah, they do come in black, red or black. So, and they're $15.23. That's not bad. That really
Yeah,
ain't. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to your next uh, item on the list. You got a little computer. That's cool.
so-
Speedometer. Does it keep? It probably keeps mileage and all that good stuff too.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
so that's cool. I like that you got that. Um, I had one for a little while on the rover, and I just took it off because every time the battery would go, you'd have to recalibrate it. So I was just like, okay, I'll use my phone. So that's what I do. I have a on my bike. I have a what is it? It's like it's a cell phone holder that has it slides into and it just kind of clamps over afterwards,
yeah,
and tightens down on it so you don't lose it. And believe me, I've lost my 13 Pro Max iPhone on a ride before, and it went sliding. And thank God I had it in a case. Um, so the price of this um, is gonna be 1998. Um, and that's a darn good price. It really is. Um, so let's see here. Let's go on to the next thing. You got a new stem, and uh, you got a new stem. And I like that. It's $18.79. You got this because of what reason?
it's the bigger bolts and wider. It's a little bit wider, so it'll clamp the bars better.
Yeah, I see that. It's I,
Just a
yeah,
little more sturdy.
just a little bit more strength to it. Yeah, that'll definitely help. Um, so this is cool. Um, I like that. I like the way it's kind of offset. You know, are you gonna face it forward? Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see here. I have a problem right now. My wife, y'all, is trying to do something, and she needs my wallet. So I'm going to take a brief second to get this to her real fast. Um, I'm so very sorry, y'all. It's right here. Come on. I'm recording. Okay, y'all. I'm so sorry for that interruption.
that'll be
Um, I am a family man myself, and apparently my wife is paying bills, and she needs my wallet. So I'm very sorry about that.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, I know. And now I gotta text her something real fast. So let's get you talking a little bit about this some of your parts that you've gotten so far while I send this quick text. Um, so some of the other things you've gotten. Um, okay, so let's just like talk a little bit more about the parts that you're getting so far. I like the fact that you're going with a theme. That's pretty darn cool. You got what you want here. Now, this is the 44 tooth sprocket that you've gotten,
Yep.
and I've noticed, it's not CNC. It's not pretty. It just functions, and that's the same sprocket that I believe I bought for the Rover initially, and I still have it. And I wish I'd known before you purchased this that you were wanting to, because I would have given it to you.
Okay.
So the price of this one is $14.99. That's not bad. I think I paid it
Yeah.
like $25 for mine. So I guess mine's a little bit higher quality. I don't know. So I kind of lost my voice there for a second. Um, but yeah, that'll get you up to about 32. And how much do you weigh?
180.
180. Yeah, it's I weigh 190, 198. So yeah. And I get up to about 32, 30 around there. before I made that performance upgrade with the carburetor. So okay, up next we have the exhaust header that you have. I can't wait to hear that. Now, if you somehow are able to come down in April to California, like you were talking about with to see Mr. Alejandro on the track and everybody else, would you bring your bike or are you gonna leave it back at the house?
I plan on bringing it.
Heck yeah, I can't wait. Everybody, I just mentioned something that was talked about in the last podcast with Mr. Alejandro Seri. Uh, and it's just um, I can't wait to hear everything. I can't wait to see what happens on the track. It's going to be an amazing thing, and it's I can't wait to hear your bike because it's going to be loud. I know mine when you rev it up, I just idling it. If you give it a little bit of gas while you're tuning it, it has that tuba sound. It's just like wow 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 wow.
Yeah,
It's amazing. I like the way it sounds. So
it's a
okay, the price of this thing is about $27.99, and that's not bad. I paid, I believe, how much was the other exhaust? I think it was about $65 for my
yeah.
exhaust, if I remember right. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember right now.
I believe
So
it's 69 on the website.
what's that?
I believe it's 69 on
69.
Amazon.
Yeah, and not to mention, Nader also has one very similar to the exhaust that I have. In fact, it's almost an exact copy,
Yeah,
where we what was I saying? It's basically an exact copy, and if you want to buy from him, they can buy from him, or they can buy from AR Sport.
yeah.
So, oh man, uh, I'm getting interrupted again. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, hopefully that'll be the last interruption there. Sorry, y'all. Again, we are family men, and we have things happen sometimes. So, okay, up next, we're going to talk about the performance of the bike and a lot of stuff like that. So let me get my tablet back over here. So upgrade to the stock parts that you've got so far. And I like the last one that I'm going to mention. Of course, we've seen the 44 tooth cog. This is going to get you up to about 32. I'm guessing. What do you get right now?
On my Rover, I can get up to 32 with the 52 sprocket.
Oh wow, you've got a high
Stock
revving
carb.
engine then. Yeah,
It's
and you
still the
have
same carb. It's same stock. The only difference is those Kenda flames I have on there, the 3.0s.
right.
They set that bike up a good inch taller.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I can barely touch the ground on my tippy toes. So
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'8", but
5'8". Oh wow, that's probably why too. Because I mean, you have a
yeah,
shorter stance. So you're also gonna put the AR exhaust on, of course, which we saw. Um, that's gonna be loud. It really will be. And you're also getting the pro taper chain for the rear, correct?
yeah, that's the plan.
And you're gonna get a chain. Well, you don't need to get this chain. You won this chain from me and Mr. Carl. So that's pretty cool. You got the which one was it? It was the I can't remember
That
the
was
name
the
of the brand.
Iris.
What was it?
The Iris.
The Iris. That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I remember when I did the podcast at one time, and I was giving away that chain. You won it, and I was like, right
yeah,
on. That's I'm glad that you're finally getting able to use it. So, um, of course, we can all kind of guess why you wanted to get these parts. Um, So let's just go ahead and say why for the noobs, all the newbies that are listening right now. Um, so of course the air exhaust, it's going to give you a little bit better performance. I noticed an immediate performance upgrade, with my stock, uh, from my stock to the AR Sport that I have now.
oh, yeah,
It was a little bit better on mid and top end, if I remember right.
yeah.
But the 44 choose cog, of course, so you get a little bit more speed, and I'll be anxious to hear just how much more speed you get. when you
Oh yeah.
install this, because for one, um, you're a little bit lighter than me, and do you have the governor removed on yours? Are you going
No.
to remove the governor? Okay, so you bypassed it. On the new bike, you going to do the same thing, or are you going to remove it?
Well, I think I have to remove the governor in order to put that
Yeah,
carb on.
that's exactly what I was about to say. If you get this carburetor by JMCH, um, we really need it. You really need to remove the governor just to be safe. I mean, I've never heard of a one of them plastic gears in that engine blowing up really yet. I haven't heard
No.
of one. Not that I can remember. And mine's been removed. And in fact, another thing about these Lifan engines is a lot of people don't give them enough credit. Uh, when I was removing the governor on my engine, the oil slinging stick completely broke off. So there's no oil sling in mine. And I was running, okay, if you do the math, 42 miles an hour, okay, 44 tooth cog in the back. I had to get up to 7,000 RPM. At
Yeah.
that point, you're questioning whether you're floating valves. You know, and I believe I did float the valves a little bit here and there because I was getting up so high in RPM. And that's why I recommend everybody to get, if they want to remain stock life and get the 105 too.
Yeah.
Get the 105 because if you want a significant stage two performance upgrade, you really need the 105. Will work, but I recommend the 105 myself, and I've heard other people say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
I'd really like those.
yeah, I would like to get one if I
Yeah.
could. That'll be my next upgrade. Honestly, it's right now we're trying to get a deal worked out for the engine that could help us out, Fat Moto out. That could help us Fat Moto owners out quite a bit,
Yeah.
and everybody would be looking for that because right now they're still pretty cheap. They're still really cheap from what I gather. I think they're how much are they asking on these things again?
I
The
think they're
105?
229 shipped.
Yeah, the 229 shipped, and that's really not bad. I mean, of course, the Hondas and all that, those are great engines too. But like I said, a lot of people don't give the Lifans enough credit because if you treat it right, it'll treat you right. That's what that's one reason why I want to stay stock. Eventually,
I
yeah,
think
the
for the
all-terrain will
price
get a
of the
Honda.
Honda, for the price of the Honda, you could get two Lifans.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And
So
that's something me personally, I would like to see Mr. Nader bring to Fat Moto is the 105, but they're
that would
very
be
hard to
nice.
get. That would be very nice. So okay, now let's talk a little bit about let's see here, how you always wanted a Harley, and what I know the one question I forgot that kind of pertains to this is what brought you to Fat Moto,
Oh, just I needed a ride to work, and I was tired of paying for Uber every day.
right?
So I came across this on the website, and I Googled, you know, four-stroke bikes, and it
Yeah,
popped up. I seen the little video there with the yellow one and riding around, and that's when I was hooked.
yeah, same here. That's almost an exact identical story to me. I had transportation back then though. I was living in a small cabin in Stockdale, Texas, and I saw the video, was like, I was already a motorized bicyclist. I already had a
Yeah,
two-stroke that was just so much maintenance and so much. I have very little hair now, guys, because of that bike. Thank you. Uh, so it is what it is. The two strokes are just too cumbersome for me.
yeah,
Um, so I switched and wanted to switch to a four stroke because it was recommended to me by several other people, friends and stuff. Um, and just doing the research online and stuff. And I saw the video that Fat Moto had put out for the yellow 2019 and fell in love with the bike. I was like, I have to have one of these. I have to have one of
right.
these. And yeah, that was pretty cool.
I
So
think they can redo the video now, though.
they do need to redo that video.
For
Nader Sam, it's time to step up to that one. Yeah, yeah, that video is kind of old. Let's get something newer on an advertisement for you because
Let's show the newer bike.
Yeah, show the 2024s, the Captain Americas. I think that'd be a good intro
That would
video.
be a perfect one for the new commercial.
Yep, exactly. That would be the perfect one.
It plays
Um,
on my Facebook channel every time I open my phone. So
exactly. That's yeah. And plus, it looks so grand. Just up there
I
with
know.
that backdrop behind it. That's pretty cool. So
And
okay, so
everywhere I go, people are like, "Oh, that's a badass bike," and
yep, yeah.
hear people say,
That's
"Why don't
that's
you?"
what's so crazy. Last night, okay, everybody, I work with a company called Tractor Supply, hashtag Tractor Supply, and they're an awesome company that I work for because um, I had a customer come in last night because I ride my bike into work, and he saw my bike and was like, "Man, where did you get that?" It's a catchy bike. People see it even when I go to my grocery store, HEB, and they stop me and they're like, "Man, did it come like that? Did you build it like that?" I said, "Partially, to yes to each one." Um, yes, they come as a kit. And I tell them, it comes as a kit. You build it yourself. The engine comes in one box. The frame and wheels come in another,
Yeah,
and that's how you get it. And the upgrades, I showed them all the upgrades on my bike. The
yeah.
carburetor, and I talked about, of course, they always ask, how fast do it go?
Oh, yeah. Number one
Or
question.
yeah, exactly. And it's pretty cool. It's just like, wow. I mean, this guy started talking about the bike in front of my manager, and I'm like, somehow, some way, they need to start selling it.
Right.
That's just something I'd like to mention. It's kind of cool. So
I've had people say, "Why don't you get a moped?" I'm like, "But we
because this is a lot
nobody
more fun.
it's a badass moped. It just
Well,
doesn't pack much."
that's kind of crazy too. Like in some states, you have to register it as a moped, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, not long ago, well, it was about a year ago now. I got pulled over by an officer here in my town of Pearsall, and literally they said I was driving erratically and speeding, and I was driving too closely to another motor vehicle. Well, I was like, I wasn't doing any of those things, and I'm on a bicycle, for Christ's sakes. So it
Right.
is, yeah, it's just, it is what it is. So um, I don't get trouble anymore because that officer is no longer on the force here. So let's talk a little bit about something bigger. Uh, how you always wanted a Harley. I've always wanted a bike, myself, a motorcycle, and I'm looking at Indians right now, but that's kind of on the back burner right now. So let's
Oh,
talk a
yeah.
little bit about it. Now, what made you want a motorcycle? As just
Well,
the
when I
just
was
the,
a kid, my dad used to sit me in between his legs on his Harley, and
oh wow,
I'd hit the
okay,
gas tank, and we'd go.
wow, dude, yeah, that's pretty
In the
cool.
'70s, you could do that shit.
Oh yeah, nowadays you do that, you'll have somebody on your butt. The
UPS
wrong
would follow me
government group.
around.
Yeah, they will come around.
Can't do that.
No, definitely not. But yeah, so yeah, if you could have any bike, what would it be as far as a Harley?
Probably an
Yeah,
old Harley chopper.
Harley Chopper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Me, I like the Indian Scout Rogue. It's a beautiful bike. They have I don't know if you saw Brenton Jones's bike where he put the mirrors down. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how the Indian Scout Rogue is. It just looks bad. It
yeah,
looks mean. I'm just like, I got to sit on a Chief at the New Braunfels Indian store, and I liked it, but it was air cooled. I'm just
yeah.
like, no. In Texas, down here where I'm at, it gets hot during the summer. I want something liquid cooled, but that's just something I was looking at. So, um, we're gonna talk a little bit about Fat Moto now and what we would like to see happen with Fat Moto as customers. So if you could see anything you wanted at Fat Moto, what would it be? Uh, what would you ask Nader to bring to the company? If you could ask for anything, what would that be?
Currently, just more colors.
More colors?
Yeah,
Yeah. Would you go into asking for him to do something like anodizing or powder coating?
I don't know. I think powder coating.
Is more durable, right?
Yeah,
I think that he could definitely, definitely get that going. Now, one improvement I did like was the patriotic Captain American bike. That's very colorful. But I think what you told me the reason why you didn't go with that bike is because everybody's buying it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I do
Yeah,
like,
everyone loved that matte graphite back in 2019 or 2021 when they first came out.
yeah,
I've
and
been working on since then, and this deal I just couldn't pass it up, especially with all the upgrades and the hydraulic
yes,
brake.
we're
And
gonna throw that back up real fast. Where is it? Oh, it's too far. There it is. So all the upgrades, y'all, that Fat Moto has put on these bikes, it was a necessity, honestly.
yeah, I'm
At
excited
least
to
I
check
think it
out
was.
the hydraulic brakes.
Oh yes. Now I don't know if they're two piston or four piston. I'm pretty sure they're two piston, but the fact that they're hydraulic still is really good, and I like that he's listening to the Fat Moto Builds Mods and Info group along with the other Fat Moto build
Right.
groups that there are on Facebook and stuff. We've been seeing him pop his head up, in the group every once in a while, so we know he's listening. The fact that
Yep.
he puts Loctite in all the screws and bolts.
Yep.
That's
That's one of my main things is double check it all.
yep,
That was my first tip to any new owners is make sure it's all Loctited and
yep. And see, I had a friend, in San Antonio that would help me with my bike. His name was Tim White. He's a really good dude, and he was or is a perfectionist. My friend that I had for a while, we're no longer talking, but um, he's a perfectionist to the like anal retentive perfectionist about shop work and stuff like that. And in fact, he designed his own bike work stand out of big old piece of plate iron, as a diamond, plated iron base, and thick Schedule 40 metal tubing with a park tool on top, a park tool clamp on top. And that thing
yeah.
could hold it'd probably hold an engine. It definitely held my bike, so we could tune it while it's on the stand with no problem. But like I said, he was a perfectionist when it came to things. And at one point in time, we were working on my wheels, the stock wheels, and what literally happened was the bolt broke off in there. So we had to drill it out, tap it, and die it, and then put a Healy coil in there. And that was what he did. He if he didn't just tap and die it, he'd put a Healy coil in there to make it even stronger. And he would
Yeah.
red Loctite that stuff, the Healy coil, so it would never come out.
Yeah.
And that's just the way we fix things. He had access to almost a endless slew, a plethora of tools and power tools and stuff that we needed to work on the bike. And he's the one that got my bike up and running the best at its top shape. And
Yeah.
yeah, if he ever listens to this, I thank him immensely, but it is what it is. So the thicker tubes are now 3 mil. I like that. That's pretty cool. The upgraded rear sprocket, you can now get speed versions of this bike. It's pretty cool. You get the regular stock, which is about 25. And then when you
Yeah.
go up to the 44 twos, a lot of people are saying it's going to get you at 32. You're reporting already 32 with the stock 50, which I find very impressive, honestly. You must have a high revving engine there.
I've had it
Um,
up to 5.
have you? Downhill?
Yeah. No, pretty much
No.
flat ground.
Flat ground. Wow. So I also like, the new on our bikes, we have the old kickstand. Do you have a new kickstand on yours, or is it just the same one?
Mine's the same original stock
Yeah, same
kickstand.
here. A lot of people say they don't hold the bike, but I've had no problem, you know.
Although it's rubbed against the brake rotor a little bit and caused a little damage to it, but it's
Uh,
still fine.
yeah. Well, anyhow, so we're gonna go ahead and do this real fast. Um, let's go ahead and let's see. Let me see where we're at. Um,
Almost Friday.
it is almost Friday. It's gonna be. I can't wait. It's almost time to ship. So let's talk about real fast your bike wish list and fantasy parts. What would you get if you had anything you could ever do with a Fat Moto, what would you do if you had an endless amount of money and you could just literally jump into it and buy anything you wanted for the bike? What would you buy?
I think a new Honda 160 and probably some Gemini wheels.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely want to get another pair of Geminis for my bike eventually.
Oh yeah.
So anyhow, me, I want to get another pair of Geminis, the racing ones. I want to see about the and different options for, you don't really. I was gonna think about a new fork, but depending on how this fork reacts, I'm gonna be pretty stoked about it. So let's go ahead and talk about. Um, let's go ahead and start closing here. So I really do thank you for being on the show and everything.
No problem.
Um, it took us a few times, y'all. It really did. He was having problems with his phone immensely. Then he lost his phone the day we were going to record the other day. Literally, he lost his phone, and I was left in red. I was just like, "Oh no, what is going on here?" And finally, you got back to me, and I was like, "Oh, thank God." That's just how it is. But let me go ahead and knock you down. I'm gonna go ahead and take you off the screen, Mr. Keller.
All
Thank
right,
you for
man.
being on the podcast. I really
No problem.
appreciate you, and I
Hey,
look forward to seeing what everybody has to say about it and everything. So thank you again for being on, and you have a
no
wonderful
problem.
day, sir. All
You
right,
too.
bye bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That was Mr. Kasey Keller. I am glad that y'all are here listening to me today, and I hope you enjoyed the interview. We'll see you next month. I'm going to try recording this month. That way we can um, go ahead and get things done, for next month. So I can save a little bit of money on Restream and all that. But without further ado, thank you for watching Fat Moto Tips and Tricks. This is DJ CQ, and we are going to go ahead and close down now.